Welcome back. Scott Stoll rode his bike around the world seeking the meaning of life. Did he find it? Amazingly, now he's still riding, but only around the U.S., talking about his adventures that he wrote about in his new book, Falling Uphill.
Love it. Scott joins us now with his bike, too. We'll talk about that in just a second because it's loaded down with lots of supplies.
Did you ride here?
Oh, I knew you were going to ask that. Yes.
Well, it's so nice to have you on the show. Thank you so much. And your book, the full title is Falling Uphill, 25,742 miles, 1,461 days, 50 countries, 6 continents, and 4 moments of enlightenment on a bicycle.
So what's the meaning of life?
Oh, no.
We're dying to know.
Oh, I thought we were going to talk about things like being in prison or dengue fever. I didn't know we were going to go for the...
No, we gotta know. We gotta
life.
know. After my day yesterday, I can't wait any longer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's really simple. The meaning of life, the default meaning of life is kind of whatever you think it is. So,
really?
Yeah. So that's the default. It's like if you wake up and you think you have to be good and go to heaven, or if you think life is rough and then you die, that's what you get.
So you feel like each individual makes a choice as to what their life is going to be, and that's basically their meaning and their reality?
No, close.
Okay.
I would say almost nobody actually makes the choice. See, that's the key. So most people are really reactive about their meaning of life. So that's what I discovered after years of suffering on a bicycle and moments of joy also, is that the meaning of life, you create it, and if you don't like it, you can create a new one, and you choose every day, moment by moment, what you want your life to be all about.
I like that.
I was just going to ask, because you have these 4 moments of enlightenment. Can you list them really quickly?
Oh, not...
Can you give us
That's a hard one to put in words. Well, I think one, I rode my bicycle up to Everest Base Camp, and I just had this epiphany, this aha moment, like, standing there talking to some other people summiting the mountain, and they were in awe of me, and I was in awe of them, and we're all like, oh, I couldn't do that. And then I just was like, well, why not? Why couldn't I summit Mount Everest? I'm like, I can do it. I've gotten this far. I've gotten halfway around the world on my bicycle. I could really do anything. And a moment of enlightenment is really hard to put in words. It's more about that feeling of like being expanded.
And we have this map on the screen that kind of shows the path you took around the world.
Yep.
Where were the most challenging places or spots that you went through?
My mind, I think, was probably the most challenging place I've ever been.
What about terrain-wise?
The Andes Mountains, the Himalayas were pretty tough. Baja, Mexico, I ran out of water there and almost passed out from heat exhaustion. So that was pretty tough.
What do you have supply-wise on your bike? Do you have just about everything with you?
Well, everything that my knees will carry: food, water, tent, stove, water filter, a book, a journal, camera.
When you meet people and come across people in different parts of the world, I'm sure sometimes there's a language barrier, but what do people ask you? What do they want to know about you? What do you talk about?
Well, that's the interesting thing I discovered. Everywhere, people always ask me the same questions, and they came in a particular order, and they usually start out with, where are you going, what are you doing, why, how, that kind of stuff.
And could you answer that? Because did you have everything mapped up? Did you even know on a day-to-day basis where you were going and where you'd end up and how you would sleep and eat and things like that?
No, I didn't really know. I didn't even read guidebooks. I mean, I'd show up at places without money, no place to sleep, and no book, and I just figure it out. And that I like that. I like the mystery, and I think that's part of it.
And did it always work out for you? There was always basically someone to take you in or help you out that you...
Well, I suppose so. I'm still here.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's pretty incredible, not having a plan and doing this.
I think so, too. I heard that at one point you ended up in prison. How did that happen?
Well, I was exchanging money on the streets in Zimbabwe, and I didn't know that, well, I guess I kind of knew, but I thought I could get away with it. And then I turned myself in to the police. I said, oh, I got robbed. And they said, how'd that happen? I said, changing money. And they said, you realize this is illegal? And I said, no.
And were they lenient with you?
Well, they were great, actually. So after about a day in prison, I paid my fine, and they let me out, and everything was okay.
I'm sure you have plenty to write about for your book, Falling Uphill. What will people read and learn in your book?
Well, I think the book is written as an opportunity to relive my adventure and take everything I learned and add it to what you learned and just rediscover kind of life.
Do you recommend this for people if they're wondering, were you wondering what the meaning of life was and that thing? Is this something you recommend to do?
Well, bicycling or reading my book?
Taking a journey.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Life is a journey no matter what you do, and you could, come here and be a talk show host and you're having an adventure every day. So certainly I recommend getting out there and just, you don't have to ride your bike, but I recommend you get outside of your comfort zone. To me, that's what life is about. It's kind of like dancing on the edge of the cliff of the unknown.
Are you going to take a break now, or what's next for you?
Well, I'm riding around the country right now promoting my book. So I'm heading towards the East Coast and down the Atlantic coast to Florida, and just a short little ride, really.
Yeah, just a short little distance there down to Florida. Well, it's so nice to have you on the show. Thank you so much. I know that you have a book signing tonight for your book. Again, it's called Falling Uphill, and that signing is tonight in downtown Waukesha. It's at Martha Merrill's on Main Street. It's from 6:30 to 8:30 tonight. A chance for people to meet you, have you sign the book.
And the book is also available online or at individual booksellers. You can also go to theargonauts.com to find the book. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
Nice to have you. Thanks.